I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for InvestmentPitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Sebastien Borget, the COO of The Sandbox. Sebastien, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thank you, Ashton. Nice to meet you, and a real pleasure to be here with you today.
I'm really excited to dive into The Sandbox. I know your team has been working on it for quite a long time, and you have some great recent announcements. So if we can just kick it off, Sebastien, with just getting a little bit of background and overview on what is The Sandbox.
Absolutely. I'm the CEO and co-founder of The Sandbox, as well as the president of the Blockchain Game Alliance. The Sandbox, it's a gaming virtual world on the Ethereum blockchain where users can make 3D assets as well as game experience and monetize them through the use of blockchain technology, essentially non-fungible tokens, NFTs, as well as Sand, the main utility token of the platform.
That's great. And yeah, there's NFTs have been so hot recently. I know your guys' volume has kicked up as well, and it's been, in Forbes and all over the news. Can you just, talk a little bit about how do NFTs work inside the Sandbox and just a little bit of background on that? Because I know a lot of people are just still getting into it right now.
Absolutely. We've seen as well this fantastic growth. Currently in 2021, we have some amazing record-breaking sales, actually, which I'll talk about. But first, to your question, the Sandbox, at the very basis, is a user-generated content platform. Anyone can make their games. Anyone can make their NFTs. So we do provide an NFT maker called voxels. That is a 3D editor where you can upload your 3D model, animate them, publish them on our marketplace, tokenize them as NFTs, and start selling them to other users for them to use in our game maker, which is a no code, no programming required tool. So you can create game experience and use those NFTs. Besides those asset NFTs, we also have lands in Sandbox. So as a virtual world, we have a map composed of 166, 461 lands in total. Each one is a unique NFT at a unique location. And since 2019, we've sold about 45% of the map during different rounds of pre-sale and public sale. Each of those lands as an NFT allows you to publish a game on our virtual world and start monetizing it as other players and creators will use it. So as this digital space NFT, virtual land NFT, we are now one of the leading virtual world contributing to building the Metaverse. And we have the largest number of holders, more than 5,000 users on land in Sandbox, including as well some of our major partners, IPs and brands that we've brought to the platform, which include Atari, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Shaun the Sheep, Care Bears, the Smurf, and several others that we will be announcing later this year as well, in terms of Hollywood IPs, celebrities, musicians, etc. That's quite exciting. We also have major exchanges who own lands in Sandbox, Binance, CoinMarketCap, which is the leading crypto platform, CoinCheck, the number one exchange in Japan, among all the landowners who will be building a game experience and multiplayer experience in our virtual world and use the land as well to interact with our community of users in our gaming platform.
Wow, that is so cool, Sebastien, to have all these brand partners in one metaverse. I can imagine, seeing the Smurfs and Roller Coaster Tycoon all in the same game. That sounds incredible. And you mentioned that there's a game creation and there's voxels. So if I understand correctly, any individual user can create games inside of the game or create whatever they want inside the game. Can you just talk about the importance of user-generated content and is really that the crux of the Metaverse?
Well, we think that it's the key in Sandbox. As you mentioned, the Sandbox has been out there for a long time. It's actually an IP that exists now for more than 10 years. Started on mobile, on iOS and Android, where we had more than 40 million installs since we launched it in 2011. But we had that very specific issue that even though creators were contributing with amazing content to the platform and hence contributing to the success of the game itself, we had no way to reward them in a fair way because of the platform we were running onto and all the limitation. With blockchain, as soon as we saw at the end of 2017 CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks appearing, we saw immediately the potential to using NFTs and applying to user-generated content and allowing anyone turning any player into a creator that could own their creation, finally, own their asset, and be able to exchange them with other users, use them in as many games and platforms, our game maker, but potentially others, thanks to the interoperability of NFTs, and monetize that creation by selling it either on the Sandbox marketplace or as well due to the decentralized nature and permissionless manner on other marketplaces, secondary marketplaces like OpenSea, for example. That's really what we wanted to do, empower creators, empower players through the use of NFTs. And I'm really excited that today in our community, strong of 2,100 users, members, we are already have one of the largest creators community, whether they are voxel artists or game creators too.
That's great. And you mentioned there's NFTs, but there's also the land. Now, there's a lot of investors that, they really can't afford real estate in the real world because it's becoming so expensive. I know that the virtual land inside of the Sandbox has also appreciated as well. Can you just talk about the land sales, how much has happened, how much is it worth, the appreciation, and is it easy for everyday individuals to get involved with purchasing land?
So of course, so when we designed the virtual world of Sandbox that composed of a little bit more than 166,000 lands, we also designed it to be large, since we have the highest number of lands in comparison to existing decentralized virtual world, and as accessible as possible to any creator. Each of our land one by one is also pretty big, so you don't need many land to host an experience, but if you do, you'll get benefits as well. And so when we started the first pre-sale back in December 2019, there was a 40% discount on the price. So lands were as low as the equivalent of $32 back then, which is a very little amount for accessing game creation and being able to essentially have your presence in the metaverse. Now, land value has started to increase in price, but is still reasonably very accessible. So the average land price on the secondary marketplace is around $500, $600, depending on the days and weeks. But as we continue to supply new lands on the primary sales during what we call public sales waves, which we run two already last month, we are continuing to supply new lands and hence new opportunities for creators, landowners, artists, etc., to acquire them at a fixed price, essentially. So the smallest land are about 1,000 sand, which is, as of today, the equivalent of $200, $300, depending on the fluctuation of sand, which is still very reasonable compared to all the other decentralized virtual world. However, we also have run auctions for the users who wanted to have the largest, most rare parcel, so up to 24 by 24. And last month, we've sold one 24 by 24 for more than $300,000 or 1.2 million sand token on an OpenSea auction, which is one of the record. And I was mentioning before, in February, we sold in total for more than 7.9 million sand, which is $3 million worth of land, which is more than what we sold in more than over a year before. So that shows the acceleration of NFTs and the adoption for virtual lands as a digital asset of value.
Wow, Sebastien, that's incredible. And yeah, these NFTs are really exploding right now. And you mentioned that all these people are buying it with Sand token. And I just want to talk a little bit more about Sand token. Can you just talk about the other functionalities of the Sand token within the metaverse? And does it create a sustainable ecosystem for Sand and the users in the metaverse?
Absolutely. So first of all, we designed Sand to be a utility token that will support as a medium of exchange, the platform. So enabling users to buy land, to buy assets made by other creators, so user-generated content on our marketplace. And actually, the marketplace will be launching in beta this month. So that's one of the exciting news coming up this month. And we're happy to announce on this channel today, Ashton. And we also waited a long time to introduce Sun. We only introduced Sun last August through Binance Launchpad because we wanted to show the world that we can build, they can access the tool, they can play with the content creation, and everything was already ready, usable before the token arrived. Then Sun will also be a way to participate in the governance of our decentralized virtual world. We are planning that over the next 3 to 5 years, Sun token will be available 100% in the hands of the users. So us as the company will no longer own any Sun. And as such, by participating in the DAO, they'll be able to take all the main decisions that drive our roadmap and the governance of the Sun roadmap, as well as how the foundation should be supported to keep funding artists and creators to build more content, as well as other parameters like the transaction fees on the marketplace, etc. Finally, Sun token is also a way to access DeFi gaming, combining NFTs and DeFi. So you can stake your Sun token to earn some rewards in yields.
You mentioned the 3 to 5 year vision for the Sandbox. I know that you are talking about the marketplace coming out right now this month, which seems like an important stepping stone towards the growth of the platform. Can you just talk about maybe the 6 month to 1 year vision of what's to come with the Sandbox right now?
Yes. So, well, we are finally opening our marketplace in beta where selected artists and creators will be selling their creation and start earning Sun token through that. We are going to progressively open it to more and more users. So anyone in the future will be able to mint and sell their creation for other creators to use inside their game creation and participate in the circular economy in Sandbox, where players and creators are both rewarded for participating in the platform. We are also working on the launch of what we called for now Pre-Season Zero. There will be a new name once we unveil it that will essentially introduce play to earn in Sandbox, where a first group of users will be allowed to access in the public alpha to play this event season, which consists in a 15 days long series of games and levels that can be played by them. And once they reach a certain progression level, they'll be able to claim specific rewards, including Sun token and NFTs, and hence have the possibility either to keep those NFTs for collection or to turn those, sell them, trade them on other marketplaces, and monetize, turn their time into a revenue stream. Down the line, after we're planning to add more and more packages of feature in our game maker that will provide more diversity in the type of game experiences available in the virtual world. We're also going to introduce live events with artists and celebrities. That's one of the very cool things we're working on. And, well, multi-platform, as I mentioned, Sandbox is going to be a multi-platform 3D virtual world. So progressively introducing the Sandbox to mobile as well as hopefully consoles in the future. Well, they can join our Discord channel and our Telegram channel. The link is linktree/sandbox to have access to all the different social channels. We have an amazing community of creators, artists, players, landowners who are here to assist you, onboard you to become addict of the metaverse, to understand what we are building, to train you to create your own NFTs, to create your own games with the game maker. And then we hope to see you in the metaverse very soon. with the sandbox and to learn more about NFTs as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Sebastien. All the best with Sandbox moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton, and see you soon. Bye bye.